Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I've moved recently, so let me know if the sound is working. I've spent a few hours kind of setting things up. Uh, Hopefully, everything is working. Let me know if you can hear me. Um, and right now, we are waiting. Like, see when this meeting gonna come through. Let's see where I'm at. Over here. Okay, we're waiting. See what happens. Awesome. Great, great. Thank you for everyone already here. I guess it's the take two of the regular board meeting. Supposed to be in a bigger location. We'll see if the super mayor will show up. Um, the trustees have a lot to talk about. Um, Lori Lightfoot. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that name and who that person is. Looking to investigate. There's a lot to break down. So first we gotta see who is on the ground. I know the late night crew is on the ground. Shay in the building. Let me see if he's what he's looking at, if he's up right now. Let's see. We'll wait. Because we wait for someone show this meeting. Who's actually gonna be there? Okay, so he didn't go on yet, as far as I can tell. You sound fine. Can't say this is a secret squirrel. And usually these meetings are never on. Excuse me. These meetings are never on time. So we got a lot to talk about. Oh yes, Burgundy Blue is on the ground as well. Yeah, so we got a lot to. We're gonna have a few live streams as we react to their live stream while they're on the ground doing the road work. Please hold your applause and comments. We don't want Hannibal to shut their live down of credible threats. Credible threats that he never addressed, that had any information. Clapping. See, the credible threat is any criticism of the super mayor. If you criticize her, you are a threat, and it's legit. I mean, as much as we laugh about that, he does complain about, or he goes after people who criticize the mayor. The mayor goes after people who criticize her. So anyone who gives her any kind of issue is a credible threat. All the people who have been suing her, all that type, it's a threat to them. They're just crazy, but Lori Lightfoot, Beetlejuice. We could, while we wait for this to show up, I'm gonna keep pressing refresh to make sure that it's there and we can go and join it. I've noticed a few things just when that news came out, and I was honest. I thought, this is weird. Like, does this make sense? Should Lori Lightfoot be included in this? They're trying to investigate the super mayor. The FBI is they're just taking a long time. They're taking their sweet time. Is this the right move? And I'm conflicted because I've talked to some people that are on the ground in Dalton, and they're saying that the amount of information they're able to achieve just by announcing this is significant. They're saying that her name is scaring Tiffany Hayard and her cronies. That this person is have the resources, obviously, in the name, that they're worried. That's what they're saying. And they know that they're taking a lot of flack for this announcement. So they're pretty, they know this, but they're saying that there's some things that's happened just by announcing her name. We still don't know if that's actually going to help. I don't live in Chicago, so never live in Chicago. The fact that Lori Lightfoot is the first mayor in 40 years to not get reelected does show something. But they're not looking at her for mayor. They're not looking at her to run Dalton. They're trying to use her federal prosecution experience. How well was she as a federal prosecutor? That's something that I think we can all dive in and try to debate and see if she's actually a good lawyer. I think most politicians are lawyers anyway. If you really want to think about it, most of them, they go to law school. They do this. They may have a practice or something, but then they use those skills to go to politics because you know about lawyers and jokes about lawyers, but they're able to persuade, they're able to convince. I still think, optically, it's always going to be a problem. But it's for the people of Dalton to decide. We can look at it on the outside and say that this doesn't make sense, or I don't know about this, but we don't live there. They do. So hopefully in this meeting, they'll be able to talk about that and what their reasoning is. Let's see if even Tiffany may show up. We're still waiting. I'm just trying to see if there's anyone even on Facebook that doing any kind of live streaming right now, so we can see what's going on in the ground. If also, let me know, guys, in the chat, if there are people like a content creator that I haven't seen doing a live stream, and if they're on the ground, let me know. We could pop it up. It's supposed to be either 6 or 6:30. This is Central Time. I'm in Eastern Time right now. It's 7:07 right now. So we're waiting. We doing our thing here. Lightfoot is in the club. She will be fleckless to change anything. Lightfoot was inept, almost to a point of corruption. I don't think she was outright corrupt. Excuse me. From what I saw, and again, from what I saw dealing us with lawyer Lightfoot, because again, I was in New York. I'm still in New York. We had a mayor of Bill de Blasio, and he wasn't good. He didn't know what he was doing. I think he tried to please everybody and then wind up not pleasing anyone. I think the cops hated him. I think people that's why and then he tried to run for president at one point. Like he was in the running. It was embarrassing. But what I've seen from Lightfoot was that she did the lockdown thing and she was real heavy about that. I think I saw a few videos about her saying, we find you, we're going to lock you up. Very aggressive style. She seems like she was fighting with anybody. She was fighting with the Chicago Teachers Union. She's fighting with different aldermen. The city council meetings were contentious, very similar to what we see here. And seemed like she was just aggressive and angry. And there were reports of her not being a good person to work with. Staff members thought that she was extremely angry and aggressive. So it's kind of interesting to have that, but does that mean you're a bad lawyer? I don't know. John Luna with a $10 super chat. Appreciate you. Finally, again, catch one of your live streams ready for the fireworks. They called her, one of the department heads, compared it to Tiff about eating lobster and staying at fancy hotel. How are they going to tell the FBI about that, right? Come on. Can any of these meetings start on time? No, they never do. I'm kind of concerned because I don't see it posted on like waiting or something on the Village of Dalton YouTube page. So hopefully someone out there will show us what's going on. Because right now I don't see nothing. Right now I'm press refresh. So there better be a meeting. I want to see a meeting. We all here waiting. So if something pops up, you definitely will know. George with a 1999 super chat. Appreciate you. If Lloyd ends up in the picture, I think it's suspicious. The trustees can take care of it on their own. They just need the financials. But the trustees have to play the game as well. No? Yeah, so it's politics, man. What else? What else I gotta say? It's politics. Everyone's doing some kind of chess type stuff. So there's people doing things to set up other situations. They're throwing names out there, and they're really desperate to get this woman out of here. So this is what they think is the best tactic and strategy. It's really up to the people in Dalton. As much as we can criticize from outside looking and saying, well, Lori Lightfoot didn't have a good record as a mayor, and she kind of was a bit of a tyrant. Does that make her a bad lawyer? I don't know. Brian comment saying Lightfoot is an elite lawyer. Yeah. So that's where we are, where we're not they're not asking her to run the town. They want her to be a lawyer to investigate what's going on because the FBI is taking too long. The FBI is taking way too long to do anything. And I forgot who said this. Someone said this. I feel really bad, but I forgot. Someone's mentioned the reason why it's possible. I wish I knew who the person said. I don't know if it was a comment or it was a content creator that said the reason why the FBI is even going as slow as they have been is because they don't know really who's on the up and up. Like this everything is so connected, and there's all types of history of certain things that, and also the history of Illinois being one of the most corrupt states. I think they have the most politicians in jail. I mean, remember the shout out to the former governor trying to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat, like a bunch of really ridiculous stuff. And I guess maybe the FBI is like, hold up, let's make sure we get not just Hainiard, but a lot of people. And how far does this go? Why the attorney general hasn't done anything so far? How far does this go? You know, Andrew Holmes, who's protecting him? So maybe the FBI is like, yo, this is going to take a minute to really figure out who's on the up and up and who's corrupt and all that stuff. Maybe that's the reason. Because is it corruption? I think it is. Is it illegal? I think it is. Or they can say it's just incompetence. I think it's all of them. And I wish they'll go a little faster. MT Kaysen with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. How was Lightfoot, who was suspended? Wait, hold on a second. I hear something. Okay, I hear something. Sorry for interrupting. I see Late Night Crew is. I think he got something going on right now. Let me go to that right quick to see what's going on. Also, someone put his credentials, his link in the chat, so you guys can subscribe to him. Extremely funny. I mean, the man is he's in the building.
Hit that like button now. Hurry up. Hurry. Yes, sir.
All right. Let me know if you can hear it. If you can't hear it, let me know. I can try to figure this out.
Like. Shout out to Minneapolis. Hey, say what's up to your boy, bro. Russ, Mary, I think I saw Kendra, Janice, Cleve, Rhonda, Bob. Rob,
so
Harris,
let me finish reading the super chat. How is Lightfoot, who was suspended from the Freedom of Information Act, going to take Hainiard to task for dodging FOIA requests? That's the thing about being a lawyer. That's no longer a problem, right? Lightfoot's record as a mayor is not a question anymore. I mean, obviously, her not being reelected, the first mayor in 40 years not to get reelected, meaning you really have to be bad at your job to not get reelected. And she wasn't.
No mental.
But does that mean she can go after somebody else who has been more ridiculously corrupt? If that makes sense.
Biggest shout out in the world,
incompetent.
Trustee Steve. So, make sure y'all follow Dalton Trustee's YouTube page. I'm tongue tied. She rubbing off on me already.
Municipality in the building. Municipality.
Hannibal is hungry. Make sure y'all follow.
Yeah, I mean, and in fact, let me put his I
appreciate all the love, y'all.
Channel in there. So
what's up, football? Shout out to football. Shout out to my
wife. He's putting this information out right now.
What up?
Hey, let me get the link together so you guys can follow him. Extremely entertaining, funny. He doing DJ sets, man. Just playing all that music. We're around the same age. I think he's 41. I'm 40 in September.
Bert Odelson. Shout out to Odelson. First order of business. Let's
can I paste on StreamYard and pin it? Let me see if I can do that.
This is the nigga they always want to fire.
Damn it.
Yeah, let's terminate his contract, nigga. Meeting doesn't start till 6:30.
Okay, so we got 15 minutes. We got 15 minutes. I guess I was a little early. But I'm happy you guys coming in. Hit the like
First order
button
of
if
business,
you
we
have
firing
your
this
first
nigga.
time
That's
here.
the
You haven't
nigga.
been subscribed.
That's the one every time. First order of business, let's fire him.
Subscribe. Definitely a good
wild
crowd right
shit,
now. I just want to
The
get into
love
the
shown to me
chat
in
on
Dalton,
the
I
YouTube
cannot
side
believe it's unreal.
and
Shout out to Miss Mary.
put
bro.
Shay's channel up so you guys can subscribe to him.
Shout out to Trina, bro.
He's gracious enough
Shout
to
out to Tracy.
go
Bro.
all the way to Dalton. He's not from Dalton. Go to Dalton. Meet. I think he hung out with some trustees, doing some big things.
I do not see that.
So let me. I'm gonna pin that comment.
Do you see Regina Waldrop?
Yeah. So the comments right there. Okay, let's see. Is anyone talking? What's going on?
Why would I need to go to the podium when I'm standing right next to you?
What am I doing? Why? Hold on.
See what I'm saying? I don't need to go to it.
Okay.
Shout out to everybody in the room.
I see Belcher, Trustee Bell, Ed Steve, former trustee.
Look at him, bro. Look at him, bro. Look at him, bro. Oh my Lord.
Be good, Shay.
I won today. I got a Kiana walk in front of the camera. I won today, bro. I won today. Come on, man. Shay said he was coming to get the exclusive. Did I let you down? Front row business. This is front row business.
Funny.
Shout out to Trustee Steve. Trustee Steve made sure I was right here, bro. In front of mainstream, folks. Love you too, Janice. I couldn't be here without all my day ones, bro. Boston, what up, kid? What up, Tommy? We in here, dude.
Rob Cat with the $5 super chat. I appreciate how the YouTube community is assembling to cover this in a way that mainstream can't or won't. They're doing it now. They realize it's a big story, but people from I think Pink Book Lessons were the first YouTube channel that was covering this. And
all
went from there.
Bro, they look better in person. I ain't gonna hold you. They all look better in person. I already met Miss Stubbs. Miss Stubbs trying to get me to come to the house, allegedly. I might go through, but I know motherfuckers like to shoot over there, though. Hit the like button now.
Hannibal, do you think she will show? No.
We are currently demonetized, but you see what we did anyway.
They didn't
so
show.
hit the links
they
in
left.
the description for unrivaled coverage. Do the unrivaled research.
And I'm not going to show this. That would be my prediction.
Unrivaled squad. That's how we do it.
That's my prediction. I don't think she'll show up. What do you guys think? You think
Trustee House? I'm calling you that here. Great to see you.
Excuse me, I'm going to stand right here. Is that all right with you? I'm not going to be in the camera shot, right?
I'm not camera shot.
That's what I was trying to avoid.
But I am live in the air. Oh, you're fine. It's a very casual live, so it's not even that.
But I guess if she don't show, the main focus is Lori Lightfoot. Why? So hopefully they explain that.
Is that all right?
Understood. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, no problem. Thanks for asking.
Who you are?
Too many credible threats.
Okay.
Okay, am I on here? I don't want to.
No clapping.
I'm live on
I
air.
know. For the Park District.
Huh? You said Park District?
Oh, that's Stephanie. Oh yeah, love that video. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Tyrant Terminator. Check out all of his content. Super funny. And Stan Brown touched him, trying to get him kicked out of that building. It's crazy.
Man, y'all gotta hit more. Y'all gotta hit more. It's on, what is this? Where we at? 792 up to 800. Yes, that was Mayor Lightfoot that just walked past. Mayor Lightfoot is in the building.
Oh, Lightfoot. So okay, I guess this is it.
Hit that like button, bro.
Okay, the fact that Lori is there, former mayor of Chicago, there's no way Pena is showing up. Pena is not showing up at all. Ain't happening. that made me laugh. that did make me laugh.
My name is Beth.
How you doing?
And just look at how the residents are there. I think they see her as a savior.
Happy. I'm glad you made it.
I had thoughts about not coming, but
I'm glad you made
get to meet our we love this guy, man.
He's one of my best friends in the world right now. We at 800. No, we at 900. Whoa.
Or listen. Tell your kids to be a lawyer. Lawyers, if you're good at your job, you can charge this. Like, stop this, going to school for be a lawyer. Lawyers get paid. I'm telling you. $300, $400 out is not abnormal for lawyers. All right. Hey, what's going on? Look at that sound, son. Shout out to everyone who's here. We got 2,300 in here. Press like, subscribe if you haven't. The biggest thing we want to find out is, I guess it's a done deal. I mean, she's at this meeting.
Building.
What's the plan?
In the building.
What's going on? What information is that she's going to provide to make everyone else here feel like this is going in the right direction?
Shout out.
I know a lot of people said that they're done with Dalton. They're done with the trustees. And let me know if you feel that way in the chat. I know a lot of people had that kind of concern when they saw the
Hit
story
that like button, man. We got
Lightfoot.
1,000 people in here. Only 358.
This was a bad
Hit that
idea.
like button.
I'm obviously not abandoning the people here at Dalton. They're good people. This is a bold strategy, right? What's that thing? What they say? It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out. I think I'm butchering that line, but you know what I'm talking about. Incredibly. Why? Now, every time I hear that word "credible threat," that phrase,
Shout out to the whole late night crew. What up, Dylan? I see you. Miss Bradshaw.
No,
Dan
I'm from
Phil,
Brooklyn, New York.
Jackie,
If
Queens,
you're asking me,
Peggy, Lynn, Jazzy, Professor Kiki, Harrison, Soul Man, Clee, KS Dub. We are.
Sorry, Long Island here. Long Island here. Sorry.
Where is it? Okay. I'm gonna definitely introduce myself after. Long Island is in the building. Shout out to Long Island Audits in the building.
nice.
Shout out to Long Island Audits in the building. Don't worry about who that was.
That's reasonable. That's a reasonable thing to say.
I trust y'all know.
Can Lightfoot just do a good job here? Don't necessarily say that it forgives her performance in Chicago, because clearly that was a problem. But can she do this right? We'll see.
Right on, Swamp Talk. Sheikah, what up? Joe, whoop. Dawn Vision, what's up, Dawn Vision? This has been crazy. Yeah, that is the DJ over there in the corner. You are correct.
Also, guys, if
Trustee
you
Norwood
are
is in the building.
enjoying just the insight, because we don't have any, this is it. Our boy Shay from the
So
Late
is
Night
Jason
Crew
Moves. Trustee
providing
Norwood is here.
the visuals here.
Trustee
His channels and the link is in the pinned comment. Please subscribe.
Bro, they all look better in person, including Clerk Key, bro. Brother, man.
Really? I have no idea. If you, I mean, I don't know if you're just saying that. Email me if you have information about that. I don't know anything about that.
He said they blowing one before. Probably, Frank. Probably. Tommy, the bricks stay going up, don't it?
Thank you, Jenny.
Hey, we need to get them likes to 700, bro. It's 1,200 people in here, bro. Get them likes to 700.
I think Long Island Audit.
Long Island Audit. Hold on, when he comes back, I'm away there.
Loud as hell.
Long Island Audit's in the building. I see him now. I see. Shout out to Sean in the building. Shout out to Sean in the building. Oh, she's calling her phone. Trustee Belcher calling her phone right now. She's calling her phone. Finally, I got it on video.
DJ, I have
The
no
historic
idea.
moment when she called her phone.
Probably had enough time to set up everything. She ain't coming. I'm willing to bet she is not going to show up. Lightfoot is there. Now, if she was a real, she make it seem like she's tough, she would show up. She's not showing up to this.
Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2.
Be sure let me know when they get here.
Yes, ma'am.
You remember what I told you?
I know what
last
you
time?
told me.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I know what you, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. I know you too. Hey, Mr. Lee here, y'all. Mr. Lee is here, y'all. They better not say his name. They bet that his name better not come out their mouth while I'm here, bro. Miss Marion, everybody says she ain't coming. I can't wait to see. If she don't, I will gladly put hashtag she was wrong.
Hopefully they can explain it. I mean, in terms of why they decide to go with her. It
Trustee
looks
Tammy
like
Brown has
they
entered the building. Trustee
believe
Tammy
this is
Brown
gonna
is
work.
on set.
What else? I mean, hopefully they have more explanation on why they decided to go with her.
Dr. Nikita Cloud, Trustee Tammy Brown, Clerk Key.
Good question. Where's Lacey? Where's Lacey? Anyone know where Lacey is at? I'd like to know. Like, where's Lacey at? I'd like to know where Lacey is.
Please let me be wrong. With as fat as this crowd is, and with Mayor Lightfoot being here, please let me be wrong. Please, I'm begging for it. Now, hit the like button. We only at 500 likes. It's 1,400 people in here. Hit the like button and hit the links in the description because we demonetized and we still here.
Yep, no police, no Tiffany. So, I mean, the police are there to guard Tiffany, so why would they be there? You know. I'm really interested. I mean, really interested to see what they're doing.
We gotta have a serious talk about Dalton after this. I just got put out by Tammy Brown, y'all. Tammy Brown just put me out, y'all. No, I'm sorry. I just got thrown. I got talked. Nigga, she just got 2 texts.
All right, looks like you're about to start. So let's hear this bold
Good
strategy.
evening, everyone. Tonight, we're going to begin the roll call for the board trustee meeting for a regular board meeting that was postponed on April the 1st. And I will begin the roll call. So trustee Norwood. Present. Trustee Stan Brown is absent. Trustee Tammy Brown. Present. Trustee House. Present. Trustee Belcher. Here. Trustee Holmes, he's absent. And Mayor Kenyon, she's also absent. And absent of the mayor.
Hashtag Miss Mary was right. Hashtag Miss Mary was right. Hashtag Miss Mary was right.
All right, I may check and see if
Trustee Norwood.
why my shit going slow?
Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House. Aye. Trustee Belcher. Aye. We have a quorum.
Thank you very much, Clerk Key, and welcome to everybody. Glad to see so many smiling faces. Some not so smiling, but hopefully we'll get there before the evening's over. We're beginning with the continuation. We're beginning with the continuation of April 1st board meeting. So with that continuation, Lisa, we're good? Okay, we're going to continuation of last Monday, April 1st board meeting. That meeting was concluded early because there was no access for all people that wanted to come in. So we felt that this space will accommodate all of the residents that want to come and attend. We feel it's important that people have access to have communication and talk to the board and share their thoughts. So we want to give special thanks to Dalton Park District as always. We have our president, Cleo Jones, board of commissioners, Sandra Wells, Commissioner Kyle Rochelle, Commissioner Gail Towers, and Commissioner Willis Harris. They're towards the back, so please give them a lot of love. I want to make sure you give them a lot of love. Continued support and really the direction that we would like to be in terms of partnership with one another and all and other community board members. So I want to thank them and make sure we extend our eternal gratitude for their partnership.
The sound is not great, guys. I'm sorry, but it's on their end.
We'll first start with the Pledge of Allegiance, then we'll go prayer, then we're going to reconvene where we left off in the last meeting.
There's a I don't know if you guys hear that sound. It's like a staticky sound. Oh, it is? Okay. I'll switch over if the sound is better. All right, we're gonna switch over. I heard that Long Island's audit has a better sound. Oh, he don't have the best angle though.
Thank you for allowing us all to.
Well, let's say they're standing up, so we'll see.
Don't have to stand out in the cold and the rain. Thank you for waking us up this morning. Thank you for the.
Yo, Shay had the good seats, y'all. Shay had the good seats.
Father, I ask that you put your loving arms around this community, and anybody that's not doing your will, I ask that you remove them from the seat. In Jesus' mighty name, I thank you and give us traveling grace and mercy on our way home. Thank you. Amen.
Yeah, I'll do that. We'll bounce back and forth.
Thank you for that. So we're going to reconvene and pick up on point number 5.
Tiffany Hendrickson at the cuts to show up here, ladies and gentlemen.
Continue the meeting from April 1st.
She's a coward.
As we may know, and if not, I'll make sure we're clear. There are two agendas. We're continuing the April 1st agenda. That's where we're picking this up. Once we reach the conclusion of this agenda, we will adjourn this portion of the meeting and then go directly into our special board meeting, which is the second agenda. So just so everybody kind of has a heads up on the direction we're going. So for general announcements, I'll yield to the trustee if there's any general announcements.
Good evening, everyone.
We have a special surprise today, and we don't take stuff lightly that goes on in Dalton. So I know a lot of people see stuff that's happening on YouTube, on Facebook, and different things. The reason I'm standing up because I seen something on Facebook last week that really struck a nerve to me. We are not responsible for what our police officers do. We would hope that they would do what's in the best interest of the community. But the video that went out with Ms. Hill getting put out and that baby crying really touched me because it was like you were ruining a special moment for a little child. So today we wanted to make sure that he won't look at Easter so in a negative way. Ms. Hill, are you here?
Yes, she's back.
Come on.
Please stand up. Give a round of applause, everybody.
So Dalton Police Chief, just to catch you guys up really quick, Dalton Police Chief kicked this little boy out of an Easter egg hunt that was set up by Mayor Tiffany Henry. The Dalton Police Chief kicked this little boy out of an Easter egg hunt because Mayor Henry did not like her mother's politics.
They want to remember those moments. So we want to make sure that he does see the Easter bunny, and we got the trustees got a special little basket because we don't want that negative light on our community.
That's great. The only issue I have, I'm not being a curmudgeon, the way the cops behaved.
Dalton
How do you
Police
deal with
Chief.
that kind of trauma? This is great, but the way the cops behaved, will he always be
The Dalton
afraid of police?
Police Chief kicked out this family from Mayor Tiffany Henry's Easter celebration with her face all over it because Mayor Henry does not like his mother's politics.
Appreciate
So
you.
they
We'll
made
have
that little boy cry.
I hope she does.
I'll cover that
And
video.
why a shady person? They're gonna have to answer,
Horrible.
but I hope she drops a podcast. We'll watch it right after
We'll
this.
host Missing Persons Day in Cook County to help families reconnect with missing loved ones. Who should attend this Missing Persons Day? Family and friends of a missing person more than a month. You should attend this. It's at the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, 2121 West Harrison Street, Chicago, Illinois. There is a RSVP number.
I'll switch back. We're gonna try to find the best sound possible. I think he's right next to that damn thing.
Also, this coming Saturday is Tea with the Trustee, where you can get vital information.
Maybe this is a little better. So hold on, guys. Let me try to see. Yeah, I think the mic is bad.
Where you can get vital information this Saturday, right here in this building, in this location. 9:30 a.m. We have an awesome time. It gives the residents time to ask questions and get answers. So this is a Q&A session. It's not a at the board meeting where the residents ask a question and then we'll see you later. So definitely Saturday, we're asking everyone in this room to please come out and attend. Tea with the Trustees is every second Saturday.
Firm audits in the building.
Thank you.
If you guys could find a channel that doesn't have that static, that'll be great. Let me know.
April 22nd, it's at South Suburban College from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. So if you have any old items, recyclables, shred papers, medicine, they'll be able to do that from 1 to 3 is invited in today on April 22nd. Also, Trustee House, when we get a chance, can we have a moment of silence for Cook County Clerk Karen Yarbrough?
All right, sounds good. Great.
Thank you.
Sorry, please. Oh, maybe it's my mic that's.
Thank you for that, Trustee Melcher. I'm thanking Trustee Nori.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. So happy to see everyone today. Everyone's warm inside. I just have a couple of announcements. So we do have our third annual family skating night. You all know my saying, the family who skates together stays together. Okay. So come on out. It's June 7th. It's next Friday. It will be held at Linwood Skating Rink on 2030 Glenwood Dyer Road, right there in Linwood. Come and join us. Feel free to register, please. If you are a Dalton resident, it's totally free, and I would love to have you all, as usual. Call me 708-968-4297 or email me at bnorwood@villagedalton.org. Oh, and just a bonus for this Saturday, I know Trustee Brown invited you all out. We do have a bonus this week.
Okay, I'll switch it over.
We do have Cook County coming out, and for all the seniors who need to keep their senior exemption in place for the taxes, come on out, bring your tax form, and we're gonna make it a one-stop shop for you, right? So we're gonna do everything in one place. We can fellowship and take care of business.
Sorry, guys. I heard that there's the best audio possible is with Ed Steve and
The Southland Career Fair.
Okay, this is great.
April the 24th,
I don't need. We don't need to. We don't need to
2 p.m.
have it
and it's
zoom
gonna
into their
be
faces.
at the William Field
Let's get a. This is perfect.
Recreation Center, right down the street here, 715 Eagles. If you're looking for a new job, creating new opportunities, and trying to advance your career, grab your resume and come prepared to make your best first impression. This is an opportunity for seasoned professionals and entry-level applicants to meet with recruiters face-to-face to learn about open positions. All are welcome to attend, and this career fair is put on by Dalton Park District, Senator Napoleon Harris, and Neighborhood Housing Services. So you can definitely see me after the meeting if you want to attend. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, trustees. We have, next on our agenda is the village clerk's report and approval of meeting minutes. I'll yield to the clerk key.
All right. We want to hear the Lori Lightfoot stuff.
I am
So
requesting the
I
board's
don't know.
approval of the regular board meeting minutes from March the 4th, 2024.
Second.
Let's see. You want-
Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Hold on. I got an idea. Give me a second, guys.
Trustee House? Trustee Belcher?
Hopefully everything is synced properly, but I have an idea that we can get a few different
Thank you.
angles here.
There are
Give me
several
1
reports on
second.
here that we do not have department
At least
heads or
Ed
individuals
Steve
present, so we will be
sounds great.
skipping the village administrator's report, engineer's report, department reports, police, fire, public works, water, housing, building, and code enforcement. And we'll go next immediately into our warrant list payments that we need to approve.
Credible threats.
In doing so, I'm going to make a motion that we approve the electronic AP warrant list, removing the following items: Aurelio's Pizza for $131.63, Cooper's Hawk $557.68, Dollar Tree $145.32, Food for Less $107.99, Irie Jerk Cut $1,356.22, Johnny T Bistro and Blues $90.30, Kirk's Barbecue $676, and Ruby Soul Food $674, Sophia Tamales and Corn $2,400, Southeastern Skate Supply $17,500, and the Taste of Crab $458.79. So my motion is to approve the warrant list, removing the items listed. And I'll ask for a second.
Second.
Okay, here a motion and second. Any discussion from the board?
Come on, copy.
Sure. Trustee Norwood?
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown?
Aye.
Trustee House?
Aye.
Trustee Belcher?
Aye.
Motion passed.
So next is the approval of our accounts payable warrant list. I motion that we approve the warrant lists, removing the following items. On page 5, Delgado Law Group, $48,001.15. Existing concrete, $14,123.03. 5 Star, $122,325 even. John's Pro Trees, $155,000 even. K&M Ventures, $183,950 even. Lopez Lawn Maintenance, $10,050. Mazda Design, $65,700. Petarsky and Sons, $32,360. Raoul and Sons, $181,950. And White Coat Pool Solutions, $34,780.58. A motion is to approve the AP warrant list, removing items listed. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, hearing the motion and second, what was going on here? I think that we wanted to, Mazda Design, somebody have that invoice, or can elaborate on what that one is?
I don't have it ready, but I'll tell you what it is. The Moscow Designs was the 122 banners for $19,888.
Crazy.
And also the $65,000 for the Christmas ornaments that still come on nightly. So those are those two invoices, and as of last week Friday, they still have not been paid. And we were told that the check has been sent out. I talked to the vendor Friday, no payment for the banner. The banners, nor.
I just like to reiterate,
Trying to find the best
I
audio.
just like to reiterate, if anybody watched the March meeting, when we had discussion about these items and the $65,700 came up. If you go to 1 hour and 35 minutes, our finance director said that the items had been paid in cash. And we're still waiting on the receipts. And if they had been paid in cash, why is this vendor still contacting us asking for payment? So when people go and say things, everything is recorded. And it goes back to our transparency and lack thereof, that we're not getting information that we're requesting. Because as soon as she said it, I instantly raised my eye when we start paying $65,000 in cash anyway. And then for this vendor to still contact us, emailing us saying that she hasn't been paid, really draws concern. Where's the money?
Thank you, trustees. Here, no additional comment. I'm gonna ask Clerk Key for a roll call, please. You have a comment?
Real quick, I have heard had some residents contact me over the last few days. I know one of the invoices on there was for the $17,000 for skates. This is part of the reason why we have to dig so deep into this, because once before,
Later.
we did vote on skates, and Trustee Belcher.
This one sounds good to me, guys. I don't know.
Skates were located so that everyone can have access. And
Shout out to Thunder with $20 super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
So when we look into something like the ice skate rink,
And a natural Virgo $2 super chat. Appreciate you. I would have them. Yeah, Eric Adams sucks.
But when the residents say, well, how much is it? Well, when is the operating hours? These are the things that are a concern for us. And this is what we mean when we talk about transparency. We need to have this information so that we can tell a resident, well, it's from this time. It's not fair that we spent $1.3 billion that wasn't approved by the board on this ice skating rink, but the ice skating rink is only accessible when the administration want to use it for their private events. It's just not fair to the residents, especially when we're using taxpayers' money. So that's my stand on that. Thank you. Thank you, Representative. I know I just did.
Okay, thank you very much. So hearing no further discussion, I'll ask Clerk Key for a roll call, please.
Again, this
Good.
goes for corporate bills AP warrant list, with the exceptions that Trustee House mentioned. Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed to pay AP warrant list with the exceptions that were mentioned by Trustee House.
All right, next on the agenda, there's no old business. We'll go to new business. Item A is a motion to terminate contract for Olson, Murphy, Frazier, McGrath, and as legislative counsel. Attorney Olson, you want to make a motion?
Thank you, John, for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. We are still waiting for the real information. I guess they wait until the end. I don't
We have
know.
a motion that fails to proceed. Next on the agenda is a motion to override the mayor's veto message that was issued on March 4th, 2024. I will make the motion to override and elaborate if we have a second. So we'll see if we have a second.
Second.
For clarity, this motion is to override all items listed in the veto. In that veto is listed, in veto item 1, the transferring of litigation files from Delgado Law Group to Olson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath. Item 2 that was vetoed, referring the Delgado Law Group to the appropriate agency for misconduct, essentially. Item 3, the motion to approve payment of invoices owed, specified invoices owed to Olson, Murphy, Frazier, and McGrath. Item 4, the directing the village administrator to provide access key cards to the trustees so that we can have
No idea.
Hall, and the clerk as well. Item 5, directing the village administrator to make payments to tender all payments made to the village for any reason, including Las Vegas junkets, the mayor's Tahoe car payments, and security deal from June 1st to present. And those records should have been turned over within 7 days. That has not occurred, and that was vetoed, and now we're here to override that. Item 6, all monetary payments to Delgado Law Group will only continue in his capacity as village prosecutor, which is what he was originally approved for. Item 7 being the discussion and approval of the intergovernmental agreement the board approved with Dalton Park District. That intergovernmental agreement was put in place so that the Park District can get the permits needed to receive a $600,000 grant to beautify the parks. That was vetoed, and we are here to override that today.
Ambulance chase and the convicted
Last but
felon.
definitely not least, item number 8 was the approval of resolution 24-002, which called for the
Thank you, Jeffrey.
investigation of Mayor Tiffany Henry.
There's a lot of clapping. There's a lot of clapping. Where's Lacey at?
So, having done the motion, we have a second. Any discussion on this item?
So when we discussed that override, he named a lot of things that were extremely
Ebonics.
important, right? So important that it got us so excited. I almost stood up and did like this, but the most important thing for us at the moment is 2 things. One is the partnership with Dalton Park District, the intergovernmental agreement. One of the main reasons why we're here today is because great leadership understands that teamwork makes the dream work. So we're supposed to be coming together. My 17-year-old, he attended the Dalton Park summer camp for like 4 or 5 years straight. I mean, it's a wonderful place.
Thank you, Andrew.
It was a nice place for the summer for him to have something to do. And these are the type of things we want to support.
Totally
not just
agree.
as a trustee, but as a resident. I want other parents to experience what I experienced. My son got to the point where he's like, okay, Mom, I'm just getting too old. But now that he's retired, I'm looking forward to seeing new youth there. And then secondly, he mentioned the keys to Dalton Village. That one's extremely important because it brought tears to my eyes to see that at the last meeting, we had our seniors standing outside in the cold.
That's crazy.
I don't know, I don't make much mention of it, but during election, I was running that December before election. I lost my grandmother, and then 2-3 months later, I lost my great grandmother, and I lost them both before the election. But what was funny is that God worked in mysterious ways, right? I lost 2 grandmothers, but God gave me about 100 more. And when I see my grandparents standing outside, I was kind of upset, right? This is our village, and we all should have access to it, not just the trustees. I mean, we're all one beat, one sound, one community, and I think that that's the most important thing that us as trustees are just trying to get through to the community. We're all one. So if you all can't come inside the building to conduct a meeting, guess what? There will be no meeting because there is no meeting without the residents. How do we discuss business pertaining to them without you all. That would really make no sense. So I just want you all to know that we did hear you all and we see you all, and that was the reason why we're here today. So now that you all are safe and sound and you all made it today, I just thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for your support, and we're gonna get those keys to this village now.
Thank you, Mary, for speaking.
Thank you very much, Trustee Norwood. Any other discussion at this time?
Appreciate you.
Okay, hearing none, I will ask Clerk Key for a roll call.
Thank you, Felicia, for the 199.
Item number 13B, override of the mayor's veto issued on March 4th, 2024.
I agree.
Trustee
I agree,
Norwood.
Chris.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
But this is what they need, I think.
Board, we're going to come to the adjourn one item that I'll give if neglected general.
Definitely,
counsel call.
definitely.
Mentioned it.
Full crowd there.
Former Commissioner for the Park District, Kevin Bowens, will be hosting the largest event in South Suburb.
He getting that
Christmas in
overtime.
July, so be on the lookout for more to come on that, because there really, we have so many toys and things. It'll be a great opportunity, so please be on the lookout.
And real quick about Lacey. Okay, so he's
This
supposed
is
to
gonna
be
include
a
continuation
chief, right,
of
or
last
acting
week's
chief.
meeting. So we're
How?
gonna
And
motion to
I
adjourn on
bet you
that
that's a salary position. How is he still collecting
So I'll make
overtime?
a motion that we
Think about it.
adjourn
Employees usually get the overtime.
regular
Manager's salary, you don't. No matter how many hours you work, you get paid the same amount. So how's he clocking overtime and he's supposed to be the chief of police?
For roll call.
Trustee Norwood.
Aye.
Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned at 6:57 p.m.
So as I transition, I just want to make sure I'm calling the next meeting to order in the proper manner. As Attorney Odelson to, no, Attorney Odelson on the right language.
Thank you for the $5 super chat, Darius. Ricky Baker endorses Jason House. Jason House for mayor.
Members of the board pursuant to the code of ordinances of the village of Dalton for the matters that pertain to the agenda, which has been duly issued and posted, I believe, last Thursday.
Okay, so we need to roll call again. Okay, so we'll go right into roll call.
Yeah, still waiting for the Lightfoot information.
Trustee Norwood. Trustee Stanley Brown, absent. Trustee Tammy Brown.
Present.
I agree.
House.
I agree.
Trustee Holmes, absent. Trustee Belcher.
Here.
And Mayor Hayner is absent.
There's no way she was going to show up.
And,
No way. With Lightfoot in the building, she wasn't showing up.
have a motion for Mayor Pro Tem for this meeting as well.
I make a motion for senior trustee Jason House to be mayor pro tem for the special board meeting on April 8, 2024.
Okay. Trustee Norwood. Aye. Trustee Tammy Brown.
Aye.
Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed to appoint Trustee Jason Brown as mayor pro tem. Can you hear me? Jacob. I am so sorry. Brown's on here, so, just Trustee House.
Thank you very much. So we will dive right in. We've done the pledge of allegiance as well as the prayer. There is no old business. Item A will be removed as we did not get sufficient documentation to proceed with the discussion on updated state of Illinois rock salt contract. So that will be pushed to
What's she looking at?
Items B and C. So for items B and C, I'm making a motion to amend items B, 5B, and 5C to appoint Lori Lightfoot as special investigator to the village of Dalton at a rate of $400 per hour to investigate the following matters. 1, the May 2023 Las Vegas trip, including all expenditures, all allegations of misconduct, and all internal investigations, if any, along with any village, state, and federal law violations. 2, the spending of ARPA funding without going out for bid and or failing to properly spend ARPA funds. 3, failure to provide a full accounting of all ARPA funds spent. 4, hiring contractors without going to bid or requesting the RFP. 5, hiring the contractors without the approval of the corporate authorities. 6, making payments to vendors without the approval of the corporate authorities. And 7, paying the village prosecutor Delgado Law Group over $900,000 over the last 2.5 years.
9 million? What?
So
How much you said?
we're gonna do a motion. I'll make that motion. I'll ask for a second, and we'll go into discussion thereafter to further examine. So I made a motion. Second.
How much now? How much that was it?
Hearing a motion and second, first I will ask Attorney Overton to further dive into the resolution.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. On the original agenda are 2 resolutions. Hiring.
I've heard that.
Ms. Lightfoot as additional legislative counsel. I received a letter today from the Delgado Law.
We'll
Group,
talk about that at the end of this meeting.
Me and this board, and if we proceeded along this route, there would be litigation and grave consequences. And advising that any actions we do here are in violation of the Open Meetings Act and against the law. I remind you, this is the same Delgado Law Group who just received the invoices from the last 2.5 years, including March, will be over $950,000.
Be a lawyer.
So
Tell your
rather
kids.
than-
Be a
rather than
lawyer.
fight another lawsuit and spend more money on more lawyers, we amended the motion tonight. The resolutions were to appoint Ms. Lightfoot, and that's what the motion is. And rather than appoint her as legislative counsel, which is our title, directly as special investigator is more than appropriate. Again, we're looking to get down to the facts as to what's going on in the village and how the money's been spent.
Much love, Chris. Appreciate
Rather
that.
than
Really do. Thank you.
fight over this in court, we amended the motion. People are here tonight because they know on the agenda is the proposed hiring of a very learned former federal prosecutor to help the trustees sort out what's going on in the village over the last 2 years as far as misappropriation and misspending. That's why we amended the motion, the agenda as it's stated, to try to avoid yet another lawsuit.
Lawyers. He's spending on lawyers. Delgado is getting ball player money. He's NBA player
Thank
money.
you, Bert.
Yeah.
Thank you, Board. At this time, it's my privilege to introduce Lori E. Lightfoot, who most of you, I'm sure, are familiar with, who she is. But what you might not be familiar with is her background professionally. So I'd like to just breeze through it, and then Ms. Lightfoot's going to step up and make a brief comment. Ms. Lightfoot graduated from the University of Michigan in 1984 with a bachelor's degree in political science. She's also a graduate from the University of Chicago in 1989 with a Juris Doctor degree, which is necessary to get your law degree. She then worked as an assistant U.S. attorney in the criminal division for the Northern District of Illinois from 1996 to 2002, where she prosecuted a whole slew of different types of criminal cases, but notably she prosecuted cases that involved public corruption. She then was appointed the chief administrator for the Chicago Police Department Office of Professional Standards in that capacity from 2002 to 2004. She was chief of staff and general counsel for the Chicago Office of Emergency Management and Communications from July 2004 to February 2005. She was the acting first deputy procurement officer for the City of Chicago Department of Procurement Services, February 2005 through October 2005. She's a past president of Chicago Police Board from 2015 to 2018. She was co-chair Chicago Police Accountability Task Force in 2016. And as we all know, she was the mayor for the City of Chicago for a 4-year term. With that background, I would like to introduce Lori E. Lightfoot.
I'll go over the super chats after Lori speaks. And as you guys can see, they're all happy. I mean, majority of the crowd is clapping for them. This is the citizens. This is what they want.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that incredibly warm and welcome reception. Let me first acknowledge and thank the many residents of this fine village who have extended themselves and given me strong words of encouragement. I can tell from this turnout, there's got to be close to 200 people here, that people in this village want something different, want to go in a different direction. And I want to assure you that it's for you that I'm here. And I will do my utmost, if this motion is passed, to make sure that I serve you with integrity. I also want to acknowledge and thank the trustees who are here. And thank you for your confidence in me to conduct a thorough and timely and independent investigation into the matters outlined in the motion regarding Mayor Tiffany Henyard and her administration. As someone who's made good governance the cornerstone of my public service career, I recognize maintaining the trust of those you serve and making decisions in their best interest is absolutely essential. The residents of Dalton deserve nothing less than a government that is fully accountable, responsive, transparent, and effective stewards of your precious tax dollars. As a lawyer and former federal prosecutor and mayor, I bring expertise in leading investigations of this kind and understand the complex challenges of government. I will commit to you that I will follow the facts where they lead without bias and reserve comments from this night forward until the work is complete. At the conclusion of this investigation, I will provide an assessment of the findings and the recommendations, and I welcome and urge the full cooperation by Mayor Henyard, her staff, all village trustees, vendors, and others who have information relevant to this inquiry. Thank you very much.
And then I'll go back to sit down. I'll go back to sit down with you. Thank you.
All right, let's real quick. I know I've missed a few. PD with a super sticker, 19.9. Appreciate you. Much love.
Thank you,
much
Mayor. We
love.
appreciate your presence and your willingness to in this endeavor. Because in general, we want to make sure that we get feedback, and because of the nature and some of the urgency, this process has gone a little bit faster. So before we take a formal vote, I do want to kind of pause and open to any questions, because I know there were many questions, and there are some I feel that we may have answered, and some may not have been answered. So if there are any questions from residents, we're going to take questions on this agenda item only at this time. We will follow with public comments, which can be open to any discussion. But we want to make sure first that we did not let haste bypass a process that allow residents the opportunity to speak. So having said that at this time, I would ask if there are any questions that residents have that we may not have answered, that those may maybe come line up towards the middle, and then we will entertain any questions at this time.
All right, got people coming in. Virtuous woman with $5 super sticker. Appreciate you. Jihad sucks. New member. Much love. Thank you very much. And Chris with a $10 super chat. Appreciate you. All the best to you, your family, and your community. One love, human race. Please don't bless this atheist. I don't want you to spontaneously combust. Appreciate you.
For me, I'm just doing as someone who's trying to be at this meeting wasn't able to come. So let me
Into the mic.
Let me preface my comment by saying, thank you, Lori Lightfoot. Thank you.
Oh, right.
So one of the questions is, because we know that this is gonna cost, right? And I'm all for it. Was there another option such as, some of the assistance we've gotten from the governor perhaps, or congressman, or any other appointed official that could represent us at no cost?
Thank you very much for that question. And
Good
yes,
question.
this does come at a cost. This board specifically has made reaches to the state's attorney, attorney general, governor's office. And as we know, there are ongoing, well, it's been reported that there's ongoing investigations from federal entities. Those entities, as we know, can take anywhere from 2 months to 5 years, and we do not get the findings. We feel this option will give us an independent process because we will, from this point forward, we will step back, allow Mayor Lightfoot to do her findings. There will be check-ins primarily to make sure, and then the resolution, there are check-in points to make sure that we do not, that the bill does not become insurmountable. So there's a check-in point at $30,000, and then we'll assess cooperation and where it's going, and make decisions from that point, including the community, on how to move forward. Separately, we are also going into the next budget season. May 1st comes a new fiscal budget, and the Board of Trustees was already in the planning process to seek a forensic audit as well as investigation and put funds in for that. So that's the funding that we are seeking to use to go towards this endeavor.
Answered all the questions that I had on this list. Thank you.
Something slow
Good
down.
afternoon, or good evening, I guess I should say. A lot of the questions were just answered. And I spoke with Jason, and so if you've got a question, tonight is the night to ask it. So if you do, think twice about getting in the line. My question is this, and thank you. I know she's gonna do a good job. We had a little private conversation, a little female conversation. Anyway, what happens with the information? I know you probably got a pipeline.
Troy, what's happening?
To get it to somewhere. I'm not putting your business like that, because I don't really know. But we just want to know that once we get what we're looking for, what happens next?
Okay.
That's a very good question. And what the board does next depends on what the contents of the report is, in which way we have to go. We have tried lawsuits. All it has done is rack up more attorney's fees. We have tried, as Mayor Pro Tem House said, going to the proper authorities. And as every day goes by, and you heard tonight from Trustee House how many items were removed from the agenda for payments, the village loses more money. So the bleeding has to stop. Hiring Mayor Lightfoot to do a prompt investigation will lead the board to where they need to go, which is the next step.
Thank you. Good luck.
Greetings to the citizens of Dalton, greetings to all officials at the dais here and media. Is it appropriate to address a question to Mayor Lightfoot? Is that okay? Or should I address everything to them? Gotcha.
You're my boss.
Okay. I understand you have some experience with the police board. We have
Speak up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Mayor Lightfoot, I understand you have some experience with the police board in your resume. We have a very serious police situation in Dalton. Very serious problem. It's gotten to the point where what just happened would have gotten immediate, would have gotten all of us kicked out of here. we were at the meeting last week, which, by the way, I'm still shaking water out of my shoes because I was out there for 2.5 hours. Okay, and as well as a lot of other people. But we also have the situation where they're taking police off of the streets and bringing them in to ride herd on people, citizens, taxpayers that come in here to ask legitimate questions. The police are being used to blockade streets. I just want to be assured that if the police come into this to the degree that we've seen, can we be confident that you can take this to the proper authority? Basically, I'm asking about subpoena power for some of these things. I'm hopeful that subpoena power will be part of this because I haven't seen anything else work up to this point. I'd also like to address a national issue that we don't want to bring here to Dalton necessarily. We've seen the smear jobs on female prosecutors, and I don't have to mention any names, but we've seen the smears and the attacks on female prosecutors throughout the country. I'm sure you're prepared for that, but I just want to make everyone aware of the fact that the things that are happening nationally could very well end up happening here, and that will not derail the investigations, but distract and deflect all kinds of attacks from people that do not want this situation to move forward. So thank you for your indulgence. I just had a couple of questions. I don't want to get personal with anything, but I just need some answers as far as those things are concerned.
Well, let me, thank you, sir, first of all. And let me address the, the last question. Look, I've been in lots of different situations over the course of my career, certainly as a lawyer, as a prosecutor, and even as a mayor. And anybody who knows me knows that I don't intimidate easy. Yes, when you're a black woman, the world views you through a different lens. And particularly when you're a black woman who aspires to leadership, a black woman who assumes a position of authority, there are lots of people who are going to be naysayers. I never let that derail me. I don't want to be presumptuous, but if the trustees vote for this appointment, I can assure you that I will block out the noise, I will follow the facts where they lead me, and I will be guided by the motion and the specific items in that that I am required to address. I can't say that on your first issue, that that's necessarily within the scope of the mandate that I expect to be given, but I hear you loud and clear, and importantly, your elected officials, I think, hear you loud and clear, and there are clear things that can be done to address the issues that you've identified. So I hope that's a satisfactory answer.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, to the board and to Dalton. I'm concerned about Dalton, and I do not want history to repeat itself. When I think about how Tiffany Henyard got in this position, it is very bothersome. And I don't want that to happen again. So for the ex-mayor of Chicago, we want to first make sure that you do not have a personal relationship with Tiffany, because I have seen pictures with you and Tiffany on them together. We want to also make sure that there's not a bait and switch like it happened with Tiffany. Tiffany made all these promises. We thought she was going to do this, we thought she was going to do that, and we're in this position. So no disrespect to you, but we want to just make sure that we're making the right decision and that history does not repeat itself.
Well, sir, again, thank you for your questions. I don't know specifically what history you're talking about. Let me just finish my point. I obviously know Mayor Henyard, as I do most of the mayors in the Southland, having been the mayor of Chicago. Not surprised that you're going to see a picture of me. Ms. Henyard takes pictures with lots of people. But what I can assure you is I do not have any personal relationship with her. And frankly, I don't have a professional relationship with her. I think the last time I had any contact with her was probably 3+ years ago, right after she was sworn in as mayor of Dalton. So I'm not surprised, and I raised this issue frankly proactively with the trustees and council, but I value my reputation and my integrity. And I would not have taken on the contemplation of this assignment if I felt like there was any conflict of interest.
Again, to follow up, what I said was not to insult you.
No, no insult, no offense was taken by me. I understand the question that you were raising. I think I've addressed the question. So I think we should move on.
To address your question, it was just, where did I get that from? When I said baby switches, not for you personally, it was just simply because how Tiffany got into this position. That's it. That's it. Thank you.
No, thank you. A very necessary question. So thank you for that question. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor, for your response.
There are a few decent questions. There's some concerns, and they're legitimate.
Good evening, everyone. Sister Lightfoot, I'm handing you my torch, my blessing, my faith, and the abundance of everything that I've been handed out. So that's how I'm gonna go on that. To the board, I don't know how to start. Thank you. To you wonderful residents, y'all some powerful people out there. Y'all just keep on coming because it's not gonna stop. It's only gonna bring better back to Dalton. That's all we deserve. And to you wonderful taxpayers, thank y'all for not turning into gypsies on this community and just leaving out of here. Right now, this is what the full vein of unity actually looks like and means. And if any other community is going through this, y'all gotta do the same thing. You know, it's always some hard work. If everything was easy, we know how that would go. And once again, we keep saying her name, Alexis Wilson, Darius Wilson. You know what I'm saying? That young man that had his life taken. We just don't have a despair anymore. We don't have a despair like that because that's what it means. We cannot replace another life, not one person without, you know. And to anyone that did see that, the one thing I know is, you know, it'll take us back to a child can change some things, can't it? Y'all have a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much, we will also be opening for public comment after this one, after this component. We still do have the official.
I hear you.
We do want to make sure individuals can ask questions of the board as well as Mayor Lightfoot if necessary.
Hello, my name is Gloria Johnson. I am a 26-year homeowner resident of the city of the village, the small village of Dalton. And the question that I want to ask, I want to know, anybody gonna go to jail? We're asking for transparency. She's treating people like a jerk. When you ask her a question, when you ask her a question, she didn't ask. And then when you guys took a vote, she walked out and she started talking about the media. So I want to know who does that. You know, this is a really, really small community. I'm from Chicago originally. I'm from Inglewood, and the proud member formerly to be from Inglewood. This is a very small community. We see each other at Walgreens, Overlap, Dollar Store, Taco Place. Everywhere we see each other in the town. And I just would like to know what is going to be done, even about the trustees that don't show up. And another thing about the police that stand in front of you and on the side of you like you're the criminal. And the real criminal is the mayor. With the ratchetness, I mean, it's just really pathetic to call people on the phone and you give them your address and you say, Dalton, Illinois? Are you friends with that mayor? I never seen anyone that's from that little town. What is going on there? A lot is going on here, but I want to know what we're going to do about it. She has wonderful ideas. I even took part in some of the ideas she did. You know, the Halloween party was beautiful. Her attire wasn't totally offensive and inappropriate. I've been watching the police. People who want to sit up here and talk, we think that our house is going to be shut up. You know, it doesn't make any sense, but I understand that the former mayor is here, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. I see the lawyers are sitting here, but what are they gonna do? You know, how are they gonna get her out of here, and the two trustees, and the police department? The police, sorry, say one more thing, I'm kind of talking like this, I'm long-winded, but I'm gonna say this.
It's gonna be long.
The police department is harassing the residents of Dalton, trying to arrest people and put people in jail. So the next meeting we go to, will it be there? Can they not be there harassing people?
Just to quickly address what you said, this body, nor Mayor Lightfoot, have criminal functions. In other words, we can't bring actions in the criminal court. What we can do and what Ms. Lightfoot is being hired to do is find facts. And once this board, through the reports that we get, have the facts can be turned over to appropriate authorities who then will act appropriately. But we legislate here and we govern the village. We're supposed to govern the village. We don't indict people or we don't criminally go after them. As far as the police goes, I believe
That's a good point.
once the facts are flushed out, and whatever happens to the two trustees who don't come and the mayor, I believe, based on my experience in municipalities, that will straighten itself out also. But I'm sorry to say we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, but we're on the right track.
For the police to be, I wanna know the police in Dalton to be straightened out.
So the investigation itself will provide us information that we can share with other authorities. And that's the direction that we're looking to go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to reiterate, this is just for discussion of hiring investigator Lori Lightfoot. We will still have public comment, and the reason I said that because Ms. Lightfoot still has to leave and we have to conduct the business. So right now, this is only discussion about hiring Ms. Lori Lightfoot.
Oh, boy.
So, Madam Mayor, thank you for being here. Well, let's kind of game this out. As citizens, we've done FOIA requests for a number of different issues that have not gone, we haven't gotten the information that we need. And I understand your history, understand who you are, but what makes you different than every other citizen who's requested information? Because at the end of the day, she's gonna stonewall you as she stonewalled the citizens. And so I guess my question for you, and I'm glad you're here, and I want you to be a part of this because I'm hoping you'll get results, but at the end of the day, we haven't gotten results from simple FOIA requests. How are you gonna be different?
Good question. Good question.
Great question. And what I will say without, I think, giving away all of my strategy that we need to get buy-in with the trustees on the assumption that I'm appointed. FOIA isn't optional, it's mandatory. And I recognize that people put in any number of FOIA requests. I'm expecting that there will be some roadblocks, but ultimately, I'm expecting that we will get the information that's needed to be able to understand the breadth of what's been going on based upon the issues that are outlined in the motion. I'm a very determined person. And I think, with due respect, the thing that makes me different is having dealt with FOIA for years and years, and certainly a significant amount during my tenure as mayor. There are certain things that I think can be done and should be done. People who have power and oversight in the state over FOIA. I hope it doesn't need to get to that, but if it does, then so be it. I meant what I said earlier in my remarks. It is my sincere hope that Mayor Henyard and people in her administration will voluntarily cooperate, but should they not, then we are prepared to do what is necessary to get to the facts.
Oh, I didn't hear any specifics, but
Good evening,
yeah.
everyone. My name is Sparkle Brown. I am a 16-year resident of Dalton. My question is, after we take the vote today, we go ahead with Ms. Lightfoot, what happens after that? Because what I don't want to see is another veto and we go down this rabbit hole of going back and forth. When does that stop? When can we stop this going back and forth and get something done?
So you know it's not obvious that a veto will happen. But we have the majority. And the four of us sit here and don't take this lightly at all. Because we knew it would be pushed back. We knew it would be, we all said the same thing the gentleman just said. She's not gonna give you nothing like she don't give nobody else nothing. But at the point where we override the veto, we are committed to making sure that whatever we can assist with Ms. Lightfoot to get information, you gotta understand, we're bleeding right now. And bleeding leads to death. And this is death of a community. And we have to stop it. So yes, it will be a veto. We know that it's coming, but we know that we have more people that will sit here and continue to fight for our community and override the veto.
One further comment, if the board affirmatively passes the motion tonight, Ms. Lightfoot starts tomorrow. And if there is to be a veto, then so be it. We'll deal with that, but the investigation will not be impeded after tonight.
Greetings. I want to, it's a statement. I want people to realize, not too many elected officials want to open up the floor to unscripted questions. You don't know where it's coming from. That's called transparency. That's called good government. Please give them a round of applause for that. Because none of these questions, nobody was pointed in the crowd to say this, say that.
Word.
They are paid to come up here and say this. You're taking the question on the chin and answering. So that goes a long way in government. I just want to say that.
Good point. Good point. Shout out to Edge Steve, ex-trustee.
So my question is just, I'm an independent journalist. I came into
Long Island audit.
to cover what's going on here. I've been threatened by
Long Island
police
audit content
department.
creator.
They threatened to put me in a jail cell. Chief Lacey has personally pulled out handcuffs against me and threatened to arrest me. Why isn't this investigator being tasked with the job of investigating the police corruption? There's no police officers here, but at the last meeting, they were, very aggressive with the residents here. And why isn't this investigator investigating the police department, which seems to be very corrupt?
So I'll answer, I'll let Attorney Olson. As we look into it, there's a two-pronged thing that we're trying to do. We want to get answers to the questions that are out there. We also
He has a
have
new
to
video
monitor
coming
the
out
cost,
about
how
Lacey,
we-
so
what
you'll see it.
direction we want to go in. We most certainly, and I'll say certainly because the point of opening this portion up is to make sure that we're getting feedback from the community. So as we hear more, we can further amend this agreement to expand it into the police department or anywhere that the community would like us to go.
Pretty sure they wanted us to put the police department.
And as such, so we do need to make sure as well that increases the budget, but we're here to do the will of the people. And if that's what the people insist, that's what we will do.
There he goes.
Hello, Mayor. How are you? Boy, it's such an honor and a privilege. I've been watching everything online, and tonight I decided to come out. But one of the questions that I have, after you conclude your investigation and the board turns it over to elected officials, what happens there? That's the first question. And the second question, haven't you all already submitted the information to the officials?
That's a very good question, and what we have has been turned over to the appropriate authorities, but we don't have everything, and we don't know what we don't know. And what we don't know are all of the FOIAs that have gone unanswered, and they have gone up the chain that the Village of Dalton has been sued for, and has had to pay out money because the FOIAs have gone unanswered. The mayor took from the clerk, who was the FOIA officer, took it out of her hands, and it is run through her office. Trustees get no mail. All the mail goes through the mayor. I can go on and on and on. So we've turned over what we have, and we will then turn over what the report says we don't have and should have.
Thank you.
So thank you. At this point, seeing nobody left, we're going to conclude the questions. I want to further yield to any board members, any comments or statements we have at this time.
Long Island. Oh, he's out of here.
Y'all ready for us to call the roll? Hey, we got to call the roll. I'm really just passionate about this. And like all of us said, we talk to each other, and it takes prayer. It takes us unapologetically making sure that we are doing the right thing for the people. And I was talking to one of the trustees earlier, and I'm just gonna say this. I was a little upset with the community, and I'm gonna tell you why. We started this journey 2.5 years ago. We did a recall, and people looked at us like, oh, it's just 5 people that got up one morning and don't like her. And we now $7 million plus in debt. And it was a little hurtful because I said, did they not believe us? We seen it. And we reached out to all of these people that want us to go and vote for them. Attorney General, vote for them. State's Attorney, vote for them. Governor. They want our vote, but will not help us. So when we do this, we're doing this for you guys. Me included. But we're doing this because we have to take a stand that the information that's not given to us, we have to have someone else come in to try to. Now we said the same thing. You know what? She ain't gonna give her nothing. But maybe she has more authority to get what we're missing to seal this deal and take our community back.
Damn, my bad.
Discussion. Hearing no further discussion at this time, I'll ask Clerk Key for a roll call.
Sure. This was motion by Mayor Pro Tem House and Trustee Belcher that we amend agenda items 5B and 5C to appoint Lori E. Lightfoot as special investigator for the Village of Dalton at a rate of $400 to investigate matters read by Mayor Pro Tem Mayor Pro Tem House. Trustee Norwood. Aye. Trustee Tammy Brown. Aye. Trustee House.
Aye.
Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed.
And they got what they wanted. All righty. This is what the trustees wanted. And this is what the residents want.
Okay, so we want to thank everybody for their comments, and I have to say with all sincerity, your feedback and comments mean the world to this board. So we wanted to break from the norm to make sure that we've listened to everybody, we've heard everybody, we've heard things throughout. There was a resident who called and kicked my butt this weekend. She kicked my butt, said, "You guys, how are you gonna vote on something and the people haven't had a question or had that?" And I had to pause and say, "You're right. You're 100% right." So I want to make sure that we do everything we can to incorporate the feedback from the residents, and that's it's critical. So that goes a long way for us. Having said that, we do still have public comment as the final item on this agenda. There is I will ask for a 3-minute. We recognize the frustration. We recognize being limited. So I say a soft 3 minutes. As your 3 minutes comes, I will wave the phone just kind of as a reminder, but we want to hear any additional comments that residents have at this time.
I would love to say, Trustee House is probably talking about me. We did have that conversation, but earlier, and my take on is it's good with the residents, it's good with me. Again, we work for you. So collectively, is what the residents want, is the way, the direction that this board is going. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. My name is Stanley Wright. I've been a Dalton resident for 3 years now. And I would like to ask, y'all mentioned about the commissioners earlier. Could y'all bring them up so I can know who they are?
I'll ask Park District Commissioners, please come forward if your heart so desires. One of our constituents is seeking presence. Okay. Yeah, I see.
Damn, I should have been a lawyer.
Any Park District Commissioners,
I
if you'd
tell
like
you,
to come
man.
forward,
I should have been a lawyer.
make sure we give acknowledgement. Or if it's okay, I'll call them out and wave, that'd be fine.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, President Jones in the very back, wave his hand there. I see Commissioner Kyle Rochelle. I see Commissioner Sandra Wells.
And which department is one of them?
This park district here, so we're not a department, they're over the entire, they govern the entire park district.
I want to know who the water commissioner and all. Well, I want to make a resolution.
All right, I don't know what's going on here. Let's go through some more the super chats. If anyone like missed, just making sure. So, lawyer P with $5. Appreciate you. Did the board review 3 lawyers, investigators as they're required as other vendors when they are selected? I guess once they had that vote, I guess it's all good and done. I guess. Dollar fan, I think I saw this earlier. This ID politics is crazy. Identity politics is crazy. I'm gonna put it out there. If the Superman was white, the town would have physically put her out on the high road. Yeah. Maybe we'll listen to more of what's going on here.
But we all work in community. We have. I work every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They work the same hours. I'm not at home to come in for you to let you in my house. Why don't they have somebody on Saturdays from 7 to 12 or something? I don't understand.
Okay, so 2 things. Don't go away, sir. Don't leave me. I'm about to give you an answer. So, if you do have an estimated water bill, we do have an ordinance that says that they should enter your house once a year. So if you're not available, then you should try to schedule a weekend estimate so someone can come in, because there is an ordinance that says once a year. If you do have an absurd water bill, after this meeting, you want to stay and speak to me, then we'll get your information, try to get it handled, okay?
Good evening. My name is Cara Wilson. I'm the mother of Alexis Wilson, killed by Dalton police. And as you've heard, a running theme has been fear of the police. And on that evening, my daughter feared the police. She ran and they killed her. The unedited body cam still has not been released. The only thing that's been released is an edited body cam that they tried to spin a narrative on. I'd love to have that whole body cam released to the public. I think there needs to be an audit of that. Those officers struck my daughter within 52 seconds, 2 punches to her face. And in one video I've seen, it looks like he punched her with his flashlight in his hand. After the 2 punches, she took off. But as she was taking off, there was a cop entering the right side of my vehicle. As that car takes off, both vehicle doors are closed. As the news, the mayor, and the police reported that she aimed her car at cops. She drugged 2 cops that she was shot by the cop that she was trying to hit. None of which was true. None of it was true. In 3 minutes, that child had 7 bullets in her, 2 in her head and 5 down her side. He executed her from my passenger seat. He wasn't hanging out of anything. You can see that in the video, but people still look at the edited video and find fault with the way she acted that evening. She was a 19-year-old girl defending herself. She had every right to do so. So I'd really like to have that. I've tried the FOIA request and I've never gotten anything back. And I know that's not your fault. Those are being blocked. But I'd like to have that whole body cam released and I'd like an audit of that body cam. Thank you.
No hang here tonight, guys. No hang here tonight.
The board knows I'm passionate about Keith Freeman. I know it's hard to do something with the mayor / supervisor, but these employees, as ignorant as some of them are, today, even calling Village Hall, the phones were disconnected. This is not the first time that's happened. They want you to pay your bills. They send you these crazy water bills like the gentleman was saying. You couldn't even call this morning to try to make arrangements to pay the crazy water bills. But again, I think that we need to start pursuing something to do something about these employees, specifically Keith Freeman. He has access to employees, residents, records, finding hours of former employees.
Interesting.
So he has access
Good question.
to our personnel file. You can't trust people like that. What are we doing? I mean, last week's board meeting when everybody was standing outside, I was outside. That's crazy. What are we doing? Has anybody talked to them about that? What's going on with that? With Lacey violating Ms. Hill's rights and just
I
all
hear you,
types of
bro.
stuff.
I hear
mean,
you.
What is the conversation? Has there been anything? What's going on with all of that stuff? As far as, like, they just did it and nothing. I mean, it's like the police, they're just outraged. I mean, it's like, Jesus Christ, come on now. Something has to give. I mean, it's bad enough we can't do anything about her, but we should be able to do something about them. Everybody is replaceable. You can't tell me that Keith Freeman, not a village employee or the 1099, whatever it is, you can't tell me you can't do anything about it. He could just come in. I don't care if he's appointed every week, if he's fired or somebody needs to go public and say he needs to be gone. It just hasn't happened. Same thing they did with Dorothy Brown needs to happen with him. At least say it, because this is ridiculous.
I can say for myself, and I'll see the other board members. I am not a fan of if you go to the board meetings, you sit there and you'll even watch staff and the way that they speak to elected officials on the board. So I feel that anybody who's disrespectful should be terminated and gone. Legislatively, hiring and firing is not within our purview, which is where we run into a lot of challenges. We have some of the items that were listed on here that we just overrode the veto. We will see if there's any relief, and we say relief because a lot of times that comes through court, and we try to do a cost benefit to see if it's worth going through that process to do it to take it a step further. But I think I know Trustee Tammy Brown has made some very vocal statements as well, and I think for a majority, if they want to speak on it, feel have the same thing.
Because he's gotta go. We can't do a whole year with him in that position. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Good evening, residents. My name is Gerald Williams. I'm a 35-year resident of Dalton. How did we get here? Let's talk about the election. During the primary, Tiffany won by, 103 votes? 120. We got to do better when it comes to elections as far as coming out.
Yeah.
You know, we got, 20,000 people in Dalton. We had, 8,000 people that voted? Not even 8,000 people. We have to do better. And with Tiffany, you got to do your homework. Look at her when she was a trustee. She had property here that should not have even been occupied. But who does she know in the village that gave her an occupancy registration to put somebody in the house? Okay? She went on Roland Martin, and he asked her, would she be open to an investigation? She said, yeah. Anything that would help her clear her name. And what does she do? She goes and she vetoes it. So, you know, we gotta come out and vote more as a community. Because we got 21,000 and 8,000 people, and y'all falling for it, we gotta do better. That's all I gotta say.
Good evening, Gallagher with the company Gallagher Asphalt here just today to talk about a stack of invoices that we have to the city. And I'm sorry if I missed that early on, if it got voted on, but we've got, we've been doing work for Dalton for about 95 years, and I feel like we've always been a very good partner in Dalton, and just looking for that reciprocation back to us as well. So 2023, the street resurfacing program, we still got $615,000 hanging out. Granted, I think a lot of that is coming from the Cook County. So we'd just like to know when that might be paid, and then also for all the cold patch repairs, I think that's about $12,000 or $13,000 now.
Interesting.
Lines to help the streets of Dalton. So.
You trying to get paid?
If I can, I'll find the specific ones. Your invoices have been approved by the Board of Trustees already. That was, as I read off the list of people that were not approved because they were not in the budget, your invoices have been approved. I believe most recently there were a couple of them that were approved today, but the previous invoices have been approved months ago. Okay. I'll get you the specific dates if you want to after the meeting. If you can stick around, I'll find out what those dates are. And then also, when a lot of times when vendors do email, I'll forward that email over to the finance director, the village administrator, the mayor's office, specifying when the bill has been approved, which month and year, and then that way ask them to probe a little bit deeper, and it also gives you documentation that it's been processed, approved by the board, and assist in your efforts to demand payment.
Okay. I appreciate it. Good luck. Thank you.
Good luck to you. Right. That's what the luck is. Come on, sir. Miss Valerie. Taking her out.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
There we go.
Good evening, everyone. I want to, first of all, thank the residents for coming out. We have been fighting for the last 3 years. I want to thank the trustees and the clerk for the awesome job that you do. And I have a question because I'm tired of getting phone calls telling me that they're being harassed by police. I've been harassed by Mr. Lace too. But I can deal with Mr. Lacy just like Miss Lori Lightfoot said that she knows some things, I know some things. So my question to you guys is, Sylvester Baker, what's his role?
He's an investigator for the police department.
And who do he investigate?
Oh, damn.
Uh-oh.
So, he was hired to investigate everybody in the municipality.
Municipality.
But, when he was brought up before, because there was an issue that came about, which you can't say because it was personnel, he was told, and I have an email that say he only investigates the police department. But they kind of been using him back and forth to halfway investigate whatever they need them to at the time.
So my thing of it is, if you go to work every day, and this is especially for the men, you go to work every day, and at the end of 2 weeks, you come home without a paycheck, what do your wife do? She puts you out. So my same sentiment is to Sylvester Baker. If Sylvester Baker, and I know we go back a long way, but you know, enough is enough. And if you're not doing your job, then that's another one that needs to be put on the list too, so we can save that money so we can pay Miss Lightfoot. Thank you.
Good evening. My concern is the village departments, like the water department. I live on the street. Every time it rains tremendously, the street floods and look like a river. That's been going over 10 years. When I first moved down here, it was mostly the village and all the workers were Caucasian. They came out and flushed the sewers so the water would go down, because if you don't flush the sewers, so that's the water department. I have not seen that done in over 10 years. My concern are the water department employees and their accountability and who makes them accountable and doing their work, because we pay our taxes and our village fees for those services. Secondly, our streets, we get bumps, but we don't have lines. We have holes that turn, we have cracks that become potholes. Yeah. I live near Dorchester, Kingwood, Eveline. I'll go southwest, you can ice skate on their streets. So I don't know what department declares that our streets need repair and new pavement and new lines so you know what side you're on. But yet, they have a camera up that says you turned the corner when you didn't turn the corner. That's more important than servicing our village so it doesn't look like we're running down into the alley somewhere. And in fact, in front of my house is a sewer. Then on my side is a sewer. Then I discovered one day going all the way to my back where my hedges, there's another sewer. So I'm really demanding, not asking, demanding, because I've been out here too long too. Flush out, get the sewer workers flushing out those sewers, because I know friends that work at the water reclamation, and that's what you're supposed to do. Have those sewers flush out so our streets don't flood out here and we have heavy downpours. Thirdly, I don't know who's on the police department, but they're rude and they're very disrespectful. I had an incident in my neighborhood. I went over there. The officer told me when I complained, I'll write up a report if you pay me $10. I just walked out. I didn't say anything. Sir, I can write. I have a master's, city certificate, all that stuff. You don't need to tell a person I'll write the report up if you pay $10. $1,000. Who's over these departments need to be accountable, and they
That's
need, you
crazy.
need to have people that do balance and check. Everybody needs to be checked when you're working for a village and for people. Everyone has to be accountable if they're administration. Thank you. Good evening.
Hi, everyone. I don't know how y'all feel, but I feel good in my soul. I am happy. I've been living here for 20 years. Nobody ain't never seen me before. Oh, no, I haven't seen none of you guys before in my life. And I'm right here. I'm a homeowner. I pay my taxes. And I am a senior citizen. I'm 67 years old. And by the way, I'm Veto, so my people on the internet know who I am. Because they be right there. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Please ignore those people on the internet and the YouTubes because they all have their opinions, but they really don't know Dalton. Dalton is a beautiful city. I told a gentleman this before I got in here. I said, what I want to move for? I might move somewhere from hell. It's everywhere. You have to be thankful, and I want to tell the village of Dalton, we are still shining. We might look like we're in the dark, but we're not. Stay strong. Give a good heart of mind. Thank these trustees. Yeah. I love them. Yeah. They are awesome. And they are fighting for us. I stand with you all. Yeah. Call me if you need me. That's right. Jay Jones.
Let's go, Jay Jones.
Hello, everybody. My name is Monica Maddox, and I live on 144th and Murray, and we need some speed bumps there. There's a apartment complex around the corner from us that people just speed down my street. We did too. And they have loud music and everything. I wanted to know how I get some speed bumps on my block.
Okay, there was, and I'm saying there was an application process for it. The mayor's office had decided to discontinue that.
Yeah, because we did fill out the paperwork when Roger was in office, but then it actually got thrown away when Henry came.
Yes, so we could do an inquiry, but it's probably pretty doubtful because the administration has not been responding.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jedediah Brown. I'm an advocate mainly in Chicago.
Jedediah.
And I got a call. I have gotten several calls to come and to assist the people of Dalton. But before I do that, I want to once again, I have been an advocate for over 13 years fighting corrupt government and police departments. And I've never seen the body, the board. And I want to just commend these trustees because last meeting, they stood up for the people and they did not allow you all to do this happen. I was honored to be a part of them. But yeah, make no mistake, I didn't just come here and insert myself. I was called. And this is the part that people don't know. Regardless of what's said about me before I came, I prayed. I did not forget the way my parents raised me. No matter where I go in life, God is still in control. And so I want to say this. I don't mean to take y'all to church. But I listen to the comments and I listen to the questions. And I just want you all to recognize the moment. Whenever you pray and God said go, that means you're up to something. And when I got involved, I have uncovered things that I think, in my own opinion, that are not lawful, but are also unethical. It would take Ray Charles to see it, as they say, right? So it's just a matter of time. But what I've learned is if you suffer with God, you reign with God. And while you suffer and you're calling on God, eventually He's going to respond. Yes, sir. And so as soon as there's a lot of information that I'm going to be unearthing in the coming days, but I want you all to hear me so that we don't mishandle the moment. Lord, Lightfoot is going to start work tomorrow, but your work doesn't stop. This is the moment where this is talked about in every crevice of the village. This is the moment when we're not going to go and get to know our neighbor because there will be an election coming up. And I want you all to hear me. This is my personal feeling because I've talked to elected officials, residents, and all kind of people. And I'm not lying to y'all. When most people say, Jedediah, why are you wasting your time with those people at all? Let them handle their situation. Hear me. The Bible says that God will use the foolish thing to confound the wise. And when people think you're insignificant, you are the exact and the perfect candidate for a move that God is behind. And so what I want to say, people saying, well, what happens if she vetoes this? Or what happens is that it don't matter what she does, because the Bible also says that when 2 or 3 are gathered in agreement, he said, I will be in the midst. So what am I telling y'all? That if you guys begin to organize your block, your community, get in the barbershop, it was a place I learned about today, I think it was Angels. They was up in their happy hour. Let's go to happy hours and talk about the angels. But if you all begin to organize now, it's only a matter of time. You can't block what a woke, organized people and the guy behind them is trying to do. So what I want to tell y'all today is that a lot of information is getting ready to come up. And we're gonna go through the process, but if y'all don't stop, we won't stop. Because everybody who thought Dalton was insignificant and too small to care about, now I see people saying, let's do like the people of Dalton and let's stand up for ourselves. And I want to commend y'all for doing just that.
Appreciate all the comments. At this time, I see no one else standing, so that will conclude citizens' comments or citizens' address. And I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Hearing a motion in second. Motion in second. I'll ask Clerk Keith for a roll call, please.
Trustee Norwood. Trustee Tammy Brown. Trustee House. Trustee Belcher. Meeting adjourned at 8:07 p.m.
Regina Walton slid right in.
Chat, what do you guys think? Like, what do you guys think? And actually, I would like to know from multiple perspectives. People who live in Dalton, if you're in the chat, let me know. How do you feel? People who live in Chicago, who had to go through the tenure of Lightfoot, let me know. So after they mentioned that the supermayor has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on attorney fees, the trustees are countering with spending thousands of dollars on attorney's fees. And one of the citizens, residents had a good question. It's like, well, what, and again, at this point, we don't know exactly the strategies and tactics. I mean, you don't want to show your cards right now. I don't know. Not everyone on YouTube has bad intentions towards Dalton. Yeah, of course. I think once everyone was riding with what was going on and riding with the trustees, but then the Lightfoot Lightfoot announcement came in, and that kind of threw everything into a different direction. But we don't live there, or at least I'm saying I don't live there. Most of us who probably watching this right now do not live there. But if I'm going by the pack house there, they want her there. The residents, the trustees believe that she is going to be the savior. The person is going to figure this out, investigate, open doors that they think they couldn't open, uncover things that they believe that wasn't able to be uncovered. The one thing you can say is this announcement was a big announcement, brought a lot of attention to the situation. Lori Lightfoot is a national name because she was a mayor for Chicago. Yeah, Margot says false hope. And someone did call me about the last video I did, kind of questioning the decision. And that person said that things are going in the right direction. Was that false hope? that individual, that person was like, hey, listen, it's a lot that's happening in the last 24 hours. They knew, it's like, they knew the flack they were going to get. I guess who do you believe more, the trustees or the super mayor? Did they pay for Lightfoot to show up at the meeting? Who knows? Probably not. I mean, she was there to see if they was going to agree. I think they probably already knew that was going to happen before she got there. But I was very interested in the reaction of the citizens. Now, the ones who came, they had some legit questions. And I don't know, a lot of the I don't know if they're still live, but that one individual talking about, do you know her? We don't want to deal with a similar situation. And Lightfoot got real. She got a little. What's a good word for it? She seemed to be taken back by that, even though it was a good question. There are pictures. I mean, you could just look it up. There's pictures of them together. Doesn't necessarily mean that they were friends, but I think I don't know if he was trying to suggest this, but maybe I'm putting thoughts in his head. He's trying to say Chicago politics, Illinois politics seems to be a lot intermingling. People know each other. What's going on? Wouldn't it have been a better idea to get someone truly independent? Okay, you want to go with a Democrat, whatever. I mean, that's how it works. But a Democrat from a different part of the country or something. It had to be a former Chicago mayor. I don't know. Patty says, downstate Illinois here. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think you can trust Lightfoot based on her history. Perhaps is a lack of no better choice for the price. Interesting. Shout out to the individual investor. Illinois politics or machine politics, it's all about your circle. So what you're suggesting is, and I think I had that idea wandering in my head, that you need someone plugged into the machine for you to investigate the machine. Let me know if that makes sense. That someone, let's say, for instance, a federal prosecutor, but it's a politician, he's a Democrat, he's in New York or something. That prosecutor or that lawyer would have less effectiveness than someone that's plugged in. So I guess that's one angle you could have it. And Instructor Mike, you've been dropping some great comments all night. Lori Lightfoot does not have any court subpoena power. She does not have any power that Tiffany Haynier has to obey. And one person did mention it. Okay, Haynier has been stonewalling everybody. What makes you different? Now, she's not going to say, but to pay her the amount of money that she's going to command, because lawyers command that much money. They know it's 400 is kind of like, oh my God, it's $400. Lawyers command, if you're a good lawyer, well-known lawyer, nationwide, people with a lot of resources pay their lawyers a lot of money. Trump pays his lawyers probably a lot of money because they're supposed to be really good, right? So that doesn't bother me. But right, what's the difference? What is going to be different between this situation and the other previous situations where she doesn't have to, yes, Lori Lightfoot was a federal prosecutor, but she's not a federal prosecutor right now. She's just someone with a lot of experience in dealing with, I guess, these matters. But what's the difference? Peggy says $400 an hour is peanuts. Well, please give me some of those peanuts. I'll tell you that right now. $400 an hour, I'll take it. Give me all the peanuts on. If the FBI is investigating, how is it going to affect Lightfoot's investigation? Well, that's the thing. I think they mentioned that it's reported. Because again, the FBI don't necessarily say we're doing this and that. It's been reported that the FBI is investigating. The FBI have been indulgent and has interviewed people. People that I know said, yes, I talked to the FBI about A, B, and C. So they're investigating, but this is independent investigation. I'm guessing it's to bring more publicity or bring more attention. Okay, you actually have a former mayor investigating this and then bring this to light. Attorney General, all these other higher ups in the state. Why you're not doing anything? that could probably force them to act, because the FBI is going to take a very long time. FBI takes sometimes years to investigate something. That's why when they do land the indictment, it's pretty much a open and shut case. Most people do not beat federal cases, but these people are hurting right now. And you can say that these people are desperate. They want something to change, and I think they're looking at Lightfoot as that savior, that person that's going to bring something of substance. But not all of the all the residents just blindly believe that. Some have legitimate questions, like, okay, what are you going to do this differently? Do you have a relationship with Hania first? Okay, we've all asked for FOIA requests and all have been denied. What are you going to do different? Because you're not a mayor. You're a citizen like us. What are you going to do differently? The only thing I can think of is that Lori Lightfoot has some connections that maybe Hanier may have, or at least know of those connections, and she can break through some of those barriers with that connection, because she's obviously a bigger deal than Hanier, obviously. But that's it. I have no idea. Americana says Lightfoot is padding her resume for the big quote unquote comeback. I mean, obviously, everyone have their own agenda, right? Lightfoot did not do well as a mayor. If she did well, she would have been reelected. Is this a way to get back on good graces with for the people? If she's able to assist taking down Tiffany Hayard, maybe that helps her legacy, because the way she handled Lightfoot handled COVID, how she talked to other aldermen, the way she talked to the press, she was always quick to like cut your whole head off. I mean, even that one gentleman talking about, we don't want the same issue. She, I guess, she didn't understand what the statement well, and she took it back at it. But this could be, of course, it could be something to try to get her in good graces with the people in Illinois. Who knows? In this world, there's always someone jockeying for positions. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. It's all a game of chess. I think all this stuff is a political ploy for power. Yeah. That's basically that's what it is. We deal with politics, and this channel is a little different. I mean, yeah, we just sat there watching a community meeting, but this channel is about corruption. It's about scammers. It's about people taking advantage of others. But politics is such a exhausting game to play. Like, I would never be a politician. It's too exhausting. It's basically, if you want to get something done, you got to do someone else a favor. Not just the idea of doing it for the sake of doing it that can help people. It's, well, I'll help you with this, but you really got to help me with this. And then the more you kind of get dived into all that some people call the cesspool, you kind of forget the whole purpose of why you're even there in the first place. And then obviously you have people who are only there, because you can consider Tiffany Hayard to be one of those people who's only there for power, for her brand, for her to talk about how she built the ice skating rink, all the events that she puts together. Those are the highlights of her career, or her legacy, not all the problems that she's been pushing, not the fact that she doesn't pay people. Sandra Tracy worked for the Thornton Township, didn't pay her several paychecks, to a point where she got so overwhelmed and upset she had a heart attack. A lot of stuff is documented. But I guess what Lightfoot is supposed to do is try to bring a light to the level of corruption. Obviously, in Illinois, she still is a popular person. Right? What else? Well, for those people to be clapping, cheering, taking pictures with her, they believe in her. And the thing is, they don't have to care what we have to say, because most of us do not live there. You would hope, and I hope, that she does right by the people, that she does make a difference. And it's not just another lawyer making a lot of money and nothing changes. So, chat, real quick. I know Actually, you know what? Let me show you the poll. So let me show you my poll. I put this up a couple of days ago in case you guys haven't seen it. I'll share it with you. I asked this question. So I'll show you the results right before we head out. In case you haven't seen it. This is a basic question, right? I said, should the Dalton Village Board hire former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot to investigate Tiffany Hayner? And it was about 2.8K. So, a good amount of people voted. 17% said yes. 83% said no. It looks like the 17% are the people who live there. They think that she's going to make a big difference. And that's what really it's all about, to be honest, because what we say doesn't matter. I mean, of course we should be able to talk about it, but that's 83% said no. And we can look at the comments. Why hire an incompetent mayor to investigate another incompetent mayor? Is this for real? It's a ridiculous notion because Lori would just find Tiffany innocent of any wrongdoing. This is the most ludicrous decision I've ever heard. Lori's going to show up, charge 200 hours, and says she found nothing wrong. These trustees are something else. Oh, someone here, might as well have Brandon Johnson investigator. These two criminals would be in together and no one would prosecute anyone. What? WTF? What are they thinking? Talk about hiring a fox to guard that hen house. Jonan says the trustees kind of rammed her through. We only heard about this a couple of days ago, and tonight they quickly approved her hiring. I mean, yeah. When did they announce it? I felt like it was like a Thursday or Friday. I'm not sure. Like, I'm trying to remember. It's important for everyone to have their say and provide their perspective without being shut down, without being told, you don't know what you're talking about, unless you're just saying something outrageous that could be easily proven false. I hope that if Lightfoot is trying to rebuild her image, which is possible, of course, right? Her image is not great outside of that room or outside of Illinois. Is bad. It seems like she didn't know what she was doing. She was very angry, and she seemed like she had difficulty working with others. The way she treated the alderman, going into one of the alderman's faces to a point where the woman had to tell her, Lori, like, put your finger out of my face. Is she's trying to rebuild her image? If she could figure out how to, I guess, present a reasonable investigation that can spur the FBI to do something, does she still have contacts in the FBI? There's a lot of questions. One good question I saw in the chat earlier today: how this decision came about? Like, how did Lori Lightfoot even was considered? Who contact who? Interesting questions. The individual investor, of course, she's trying to build her image back. That's the best way to do so. That's why I think she just might work. Okay. Because it's not necessarily about her. Again, she's not going to be the mayor. Can she provide a thorough investigation to get people to do something? And then she's the one that saves the small village of Dalton. Oh, look at Lori Lightfoot. She jumped in and helped these people out and got Tiffany out of there. It could definitely work for her. And for the people there, if that's the way it would go down and Hayner and her cronies are gone and Lightfoot's the hero, as long as the people in Dalton they rid themselves of this person. I think one of the issues is the police department. The Dalton Police Department is led by a corrupt man. If she can do something to put enough attention, to put enough pressure, to do something to get interim chief Lacey, mind you, interim chief. So he's getting a salary position, but he's getting a lot of money in overtime, and he's a complete clown. Get him out of there. Because I think his corruption, his attitude, the ego, the just disgusting behavior he presents, if you can get that person out, that's a victory. The AG, mayor, governor, all in the same party, no accountability. And yet, like, all right, Lightfoot is there. Can she figure out in any way possible why the AG hasn't done anything? He shows demands like why he hasn't corrected this situation. Not corrected, but put some more, I guess, attention to the situation. What's going on? So it's a lot of questions. But if she can get results, that's all that matters. And if the trustees want her and the residents want her, and they think the residents think that Lori Lightfoot is going to give them the results, I mean, that this is what it is. This is what you hire or elect your officials to make those type of decisions that's supposed to help you the community. And this is what they wanted. But the way I guess you guys are saying in the chat, you wouldn't do that. You would probably say, no, we'll just get anybody else. But this is what this is the people want. And this makes this saga even more crazy. You can't write this. You can't script this. Who knew? First of all, what act is this? Are we still in the second act? Who knew Lori Lightfoot was going to come in as a character in this thing? Like I didn't see it. Did you guys see it? I didn't know that she was going to jump in, and I guess she's the cavalry. She's going to be the one that saves the situation. I don't know. I have no idea. JB says politics as usual. Well, the independent person is Lightfoot. I mean, according to, they said independent investigation. That's what they want. Yeah, definitely a plot twist. So maybe we're kind of on the second point of the second act, or probably not. Like, is it possible that Haney will just figure a way to stonewall this investigation? Probably. She's not independent. I hear you. They wanted Tiffany. I hope this was the right decision. You think Tiffany is protected by the FBI? I have no idea. All I know is by the time the FBI may even come with information, she may be out of office. I mean, you still need to be hold yourself accountable, or hold her accountable for her actions. She still has tons of lawsuits. She's being sued by former employees, churches, business owners. She's still getting a lot of losses. Delgado is doing extremely well for himself. Let's see if I got a picture. I got a picture of that guy, Delgado. I don't know if I can find a picture of that gentleman, but damn it, I can't. I'll have to find it. I'll have to put it up later. Lightfoot was not reelected for many valid reasons. She'll be paid a lot of taxpayer money and come up empty-handed in terms of evidence. Bread and circuses. I hear you. I hope, and maybe that's just me being optimistic. I hope it does work. I really do. These are really good people. And You can say, hey, this is probably a bad decision. It may be a waste of money. But a lot of the things that Hingard has done is not hard to research. It's not hard to know. Like, you've all seen her speak. You see how she's a slumlord. Like a lot of things, and also you see who the people she's hiring. She hires terrible, aggressive people, many of them with criminal records. Maybe either later this week or next week, we can be talking about not just Keith Freeman, but Keith Price. You guys may not necessarily know who he is, but there's a lot of information about him, and he is just as nasty as Hingard. Hingard has surrounded herself with she's surrounded herself with scumbags. So a lot of this is not necessarily going to be so difficult for your Lightfoot to investigate. So it's not that she's not a clever criminal. I'll say that Hingard is not a criminal mastermind. It's why the AG, the governor, why they haven't done anything. That's a big question that I don't think Lori Lightfoot's going to be able to answer. Individual investor. People forget the feds move super slow. I compete against a few companies that popped for massive fallouts within the last couple of years. It took a decade of people showing them proof to get them. They slow. And yeah, and the people here don't have that much time. I don't believe that Hingard is going to get reelected. I think enough information is out there, but I could be surprised. I'm not there. I'm not voting. But she may be kicked out, like voted out, and still not deal with the feds. There still wouldn't be an indictment. So it was definitely a surprise with Lightfoot. She kind of came in, said her piece. They said, yeah, you got the job, and she's out. She bounced. Apparently, she's starting tomorrow. As soon as it went in there, $400 an hour, getting paid as lawyers do. Because, like I said, tell your kids, be a lawyer. I mean, not every form of being a lawyer makes you a lot of money. I mean, if you could be a prosecutor, you're not necessarily rolling a dough unless you're Wade or Nathan Wade or something like that. But you got to be doing some other stuff to get that kind of money. But I don't know. I'm gonna see. I want to be optimistic. I hope for the best, and that's it. And we'll continue to follow the story. We'll see what information that Lightfoot comes, how long the investigation is going to be. I have no clue. But we're gonna see what's going on, and we're gonna still talk about a lot of Hingard's cronies and the things they're doing. So definitely want to keep it locked. But on that note, we already did 2.5 hours. Appreciate all the live streamers. Appreciate the Long Island Audit live stream and late night crew with Shay. Definitely got to hit him up. Let him know that that was a good job holding that down, because without them, we wouldn't have ability to check out this meeting. And we're gonna see what happens. I mean, Lightfoot now she's in it now. She's another character in this saga. Let's see what she does. But on that note, guys, hit the like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later this week. Peace out.